Hi there. I thought I would do a quick review of this watch, which I received as a Christmas present. I'll take it off and let you see it a bit better. It's an Invicta 8926OB, which is an automatic watch. As you can see, it looks a little bit like Rolex Submariner, or more likely, I suppose, a bit more like a Sea Dweller. It's an automatic movement. The movement is made by Seiko. It's one of their slightly better movements. It has hacking and it has hand winding ability on it as well, so you can synchronize the watch with another watch or a speaking clock or something like that quite easily. So that's what the watch looks like. If I turn it side on, you can see the glass is actually flat, so that's not quite like a Rolex. It's got a date magnifier. Magnification is actually alright. I mean, it's reasonable. I'll see if I can get this a bit more visible. There's a bit more magnification at the top when you get it near the top of the bottom of the lens. It's certainly within reasonable parameters. There is some luminescence on the dial. What I would say is that it only lasts about 15 minutes. So if you charge this up under a light and then you turn the lights out, it will actually glow for about 15 minutes. The pip on the bezel and the dot on the second hand are actually the most bright parts of the lume. Now, one of the differences between this and the Rolex face is the second hand. You can probably see from this, one end of the second hand has got the dot on it. Unfortunately, the dot is set up to be in the same position as the 5-minute markers, which means that even if the lume did work, it would be a little bit confusing, I think, as to what was going on. It might be better to have it in a different position. The other end of the marker has got the Invicta logo on it, the other end of the second hand. The Invicta logo itself looks a little bit like the Breitling logo, so it's got a little bit of that going on there too. Now, it's got flat glass compared to domed glass, which you would get on a Rolex. The inside of the watch is visible through the back. It has glass back on it, so you can see the balance wheel moving, and you can see the winding mechanism working. I have not tested the reserve power on this. You can hand wind it. I wound it a tiny amount when I got it and just put literally just a couple of turns and put it on, and it's been working fine since then. Timekeeping wise, it's losing about 5 or 6 seconds a day. So if you think about it, the specification for a certified chronometer is -6 to +5 per day. This one's almost within that, and this is a £60 watch. I mean, it's £60, $100, something like that. The bracelet is actually quite good. If you look at the end links and everything, it doesn't have huge gaps as some of these things do. It's a bit blingy though. The middle sections are very shiny. It would be possible to take those down, maybe with some abrasive or something. Also, the bezel is very shiny. One of the things that, as you can see, it's got Invicta written on the side, which doesn't bother me particularly. Probably because I wear my watch on the wrong hand, so I can't really see that. I wear my watch on my right hand. So I'm just thinking, what else there is to say about this really. Yeah, it's a fairly good watch. I mean, it's 42mm diameter. The reason I got it was I wanted to see if I could wear a bigger watch again, and I can. It's running quite well. So there you go. Invicta 89260B bezel. You'll have noticed that if you read up on these, that people say that the bezels are quite stiff. Mine was very stiff when I got it, but what I did was I just wound it through about 30 revolutions and it loosened it off. So if you do have that problem, I would recommend just doing that. Turn it, just keep turning it for about 30 turns and it will loosen it off quite considerably. You can see it's got a bit of logo going on there. Try and get this into the focusing bit. So there we are, 8926OB. That's all I've got to say for the moment.